Hello there, everyone. Thank you for coming along today. My name is Matt Thomas. I'm a sales director here at StackAdapt. I'm here to tell you a number of ways in which you can stay ahead of the curve when it comes to planning all of your programmatic campaigns moving forward. But first, a quick shameless plug about StackAdapt. StackAdapt itself is a fully comprehensive programmatic technology and service. At the heart of everything that we actually do is our very own demand-side platform, one that is built with a modern-day, multidisciplinary media buyer in mind. And according to G2, not to be mistaken with GQ, we are the #1 ranked DSP in market. So a little bit of a humble brag there. Do we have a clicker, by the way? Sorry. Perfect. During this session, I'll be firing some programmatic truths at you, covering some of the key trends and insights that we have seen and expect to see in the coming years, before moving into the key theme of the presentation today, which will be all around multi-channel, programmatic planning, and also execution. And then I'll cap it off with a look at how you can incorporate some of these approaches into your future media campaigns. So let's take a look at the state of programmatic and some predictions for the near future. Now, despite a myriad of real-world factors having an impact on consumer pockets, brands continue to invest heavily in all forms of digital marketing. Many of those brands will actually point to evidence from previous market downturns that reveal maintaining and even increasing marketing efforts can lead to increased ROI in the long term. Now, in 2023, 83% of European digital advertising revenue is set to be programmatic. That's actually equivalent to 89 billion euros, and it's a figure that's predicted to reach 113 billion by the end of 2026. The UK alone spent 22 billion euros on programmatic spend in 2021, and that's a figure that could then rise to 36 billion by the end of 2026 as well. So what's actually fueling that growth? Well, in short, it's largely the programmatic newcomers. So connected TV, digital out of home, blended in-game. And just goes to show that anything that can be made programmatic will in fact be made programmatic. Here we can see in more detail some of the projections that we see for programmatic spend year on year across Europe. With that 2026 figure that I referred to on the previous slide, an actual 64% increase on this year's expectation. In the last decade, the global programmatic ad market also grew at a rapid pace, and by 2023, programmatic ad spending is expected to surpass $500 billion for the first time. The shift towards programmatic trading is unfolding across Europe, and it seems to be one of the most dynamic digital ad markets in the world. However, it's the UK, as you see top of the screen there, that is proving to be the most prolific, more than doubling that of Germany and tripling that of France. So what spanners will the landscape throw at us in the coming years, and how might programmatic adapt? Well, some of the most significant revolve around privacy, consent, and finding viable, effective alternatives to the cookie. So as marketers and advertisers, how can we actually bolster our position and continue to deliver on high-performing campaign executions while respecting changes in the data privacy landscape and ensuring that we actually adhere to these new regulations? Well, to cite Mattia Fossi, CEO of ID Ward, he believes that enhanced contextual advertising will make another comeback, and some entirely new tech will also come to the rescue too. So let's think about contextual targeting for a second. It's actually a great alternative for advertisers because it doesn't require third-party cookies or track or target users directly. It's rising again due to it being privacy-friendly and a super effective practice. So cookieless advertising alternatives are a solution we're seeing coming up more and more often, and it's going to be really interesting to see how marketers are starting to gear up for this cookieless future. On the other hand, about 56% of us will continue to encourage and incentivize our customers to share their data. Others are working on creating new first and second party data sharing agreements with partners so they can more effectively reach audience in the absence of cookies. Finally, more than half of us are actually investing in further technologies, ones that are based around machine learning and AI, because this is going to become paramount to future success. Now, today's marketing leaders have a huge challenge ahead of them when it comes to striking a balance between customer data, personalization, and trust. There's also an opportunity for the brands who do this well to actually have a chance to grow their relationships and win those customers for life. I expect mostly everyone here today is somewhat familiar to the extent of the type of content and strategies that we're exposed to as we navigate through our own digital experiences on a daily basis. We're starting to enter this era of real-time personalization when it comes to digital advertising, and 2023 is already shaping up to be an interesting time for information, privacy, and also ad personalization. So we definitely want to understand takes on this from both sides of the coin. Marketer's side and also the customer side. So let's think about it from the marketer's side first. 4 out of every 5 of us are using some form of dynamic customer insight to inform and adapt strategies, and we're paying close attention to our funnels to ensure we optimize the impact of every interaction along the way. Now, whether that's tailoring their ads themselves, their placements, and the inventory, or simply optimizing the channels we use, we're going to be able to reach those audiences and users. We actually need to, it's essential for our campaigns to tell the right story at the right time to be impactful and drive success. Now, on the other hand, 3/4 of the customers that we reach have the expectation that brands and brand marketers will understand their unique needs and expectations in order to engage more strongly with them when they are actually exposed to our advertising. Now, brands that understand this and are able to strike that right balance between using customer data, ad personalization, whilst maintaining that trust, will be the ones that will win big. And you might not just win them once. If you continue to adapt to your markets and your audiences as they move along, customize the message to them, you will win them for life. Amongst others, these are just some of the key reasons why marketers are flocking to programmatic. In its simplest form, programmatic is an all-encompassing term that describes the automated process of buying and selling digital advertising space in real time, assisted by technology. That technology, driven by machine learning and AI, is progressing all the time. And it's the automation that the AI and machine learning brings about that does a lot of that heavy lifting for us, and then can provide more accuracy and more efficiencies than humans can on their own. In addition, it offers extremely granular reporting capabilities, making it easier for us to actually determine outcomes of multifaceted, complex campaigns. So leveraging AI, for example, for contextual targeting solutions, and put that in combination with tailored dynamic messaging, it will not only improve the overall media experience and bring about positive brand association, but it'll also increase recall and enhance results too. So in general, almost 2/3 of ad tech leaders have already turned to some sort of AI solution to address these challenges we're facing, and responsibly harnessing AI allows us advertisers to move faster and more responsively using real-time predictive tools to create smarter and more targeted ads. So how can we use what we've learned from the insights and trends and apply that to our advertising campaigns today? Well, an approach that we actually encourage at StackAdapt is to always think multi-channel. Why is that? Well, your audience doesn't solely live on one channel. To reach consumers today, your brand needs to reach your audience where they already consume content and actually interact with it too. Now at StackAdapt, we actually built our reputation on a singular channel, native. For the best part of 4 years, it was all we did. We were hell-bent on creating the leading specialist native DSP in market. I'm biased, but I think it's a feat that we actually achieved. So the decision to diversify and add more channels to our own offering wasn't what our actual founders were particularly enamored with originally. There was a real fear of diluting our value proposition and maybe losing a unique differentiator to other platforms. But our customers, well, they were the ones that actually needed more, and rightly so. Media buying at that time, around 2018, was becoming increasingly more fragmented, and there was a huge drive towards that consolidation piece. Plus, if you think about it, each additional channel that we added presented a new opportunity to actually reach and influence consumers. So fueled by that customer demand, and using the principles that made us so great in native, we expanded to a full programmatic lineup: display, video, connected TV, audio, blended in-game, and most recently, digital out-of-home. Now, centralizing into one platform will allow you to maximize optimization potential and enhance performance. This will bring about sustainable returns and also big data insights that you can not only use within programmatic, but also carry forward into your other media executions and channels too. So we have learned at StackAdapt that campaigns have the highest chance of success when actually running multiple channels with diverse tactics, and our clients really think so too. In 2017, all campaigns on the StackAdapt platform ran a singular channel, as you recall, that native. Last year, campaigns or advertisers that were running 2 or more channels simultaneously together accounted for 54% of the platform average. It's a huge, huge amount of growth there. So why is this important? Well, 62% of advertisers believe that multi-channel campaigns will actually achieve and exceed their KPIs. And some of the key reasons behind this, well, first and foremost, more channels creates more visibility for your brand. The more presence that you have across various channels, the more visible the brand actually becomes, the more products you can reveal, and the more of an education piece you can reveal about your services. It also really helps you to reach the customers where they actually are. If you think about aligning your channel strategy with the actual consumer journey, typically doesn't stay confined to one device nor channel. And lastly, the holistic information gathering increases engagement. So if you think about your creative message and how to make it more memorable, more impactful, creating a cohesive story across these different channels and perhaps adding something unique that compounds up to create a complete narrative is really going to be effective and help you, drive more engagement and ultimately better return on investment. The core benefit of a multi-channel strategy is the increase in reach that your campaign will generate by capturing users across a diverse array of platforms. And we can see from the table on screen here that by adding the likes of native and video to a display campaign, your initial reach will be 80%, and then adding the 2 additional channels will actually reach 94% of your total population. A survey that we conducted at StackAdapt revealed revealed some more positive effects here from multi-channel advertising. 81% of the survey respondents revealed that running multi-channel campaigns had a positive impact on conversions. 63% who consolidated their tech stack by removing at least one other platform saw an increase in overall campaign performance. And then 3 in 4 respondents who reached users with new channels also saw a positive impact on consumer perception and more brand-focused metrics too. So how can you get started? Now, you don't have to run all channels in order to be effective. Now, incorporate what makes sense to you based on the KPIs and marketing objectives. The first step when planning a multi-channel strategy is to think about the characteristics of each medium, its core benefits, any possible limitations, as well as creative considerations too. Then align that channel and targeting tactic to satisfy the portion of the consumer journey that is most suited to. As a general rule of thumb, channels which provide the most granular targeting capabilities will generate the best conversion performance. So think along the lines of display and native. And then whereas your conventional broad reach channels, CTV, audio, digital out of home, in-game, anywhere where targeting is confined to location or screen, station, radio station that is, or gaming title, use brand-focused metrics to measure success, work towards viewability, completion rates, and brand lift too. Coming into the business end here, so finding the right tech partner is going to be key to success. I encourage you all to select a DSP that houses a cross-channel identity solution. and one that can leverage all of these channels that we've discussed today into one single platform. But pay close attention to the type of proprietary targeting features that these DSPs or platforms actually have, most notably with cookieless in mind. For example, this could be an in-platform contextual solution, and think about the more customizable the features, the better. The more control that you have, the better. Hot tip from me as well is to leverage sequential messaging between these channels. So craft your creative message in sequence so that each touch point, each individual channel reveals something unique about your brand that you haven't already shared across the other channels. And then last slide. So the final thoughts. I implore you all to start testing multi-channel campaigns, but pay close attention to those KPIs and have both holistic and channel-specific measures for success. Don't throw the kitchen sink at it. Add channels incrementally and align with those goals. And then when implemented successfully, you can really expect increases in reach, positive brand association, conversion rates, and ultimately return on investment. Thank you so much indeed. Cheers.